Today, we're talking about old versions of ourselves, selective free speech, and why trying too hard to look cool usually has the opposite effect. We're going to get into it. Let's get it! Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I am your host, Bruce Anthony, here to lead the conversation in important events and topics that are shaping today's society. Join the conversation and follow us wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for our video podcast, YouTube exclusive content, and our YouTube membership. Rate, review, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, share with your family, hell, even share with your enemies. On today's episode, Facebook sends me back in time. We confront our shut up and dribble hypocrisy, and we start keeping score on everybody's aura points. But that's enough of the intro. Let's get to the show. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
I can't call it. We're going to get into me getting back on Facebook in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have some breaking news.
Okay.
Breaking news to you. I'm sure other people found out about this earlier today.
Okay. Yeah,
The
I'm probably out the loop.
Varnell Hill show will premiere on Paramount Plus September 1st.
You're kidding.
Nope. Varnell Hill, for the ladies and gentlemen that don't understand who Varnell Hill is, Varnell Hill was a Arsenio Hall-like character from The Martin Show.
Yes, played by the incomparable Tommy Davidson.
And now, I forgot, Tommy Davidson brought it up. I don't know who approached him with the idea, but somebody pitched it to Martin. Martin thought it was a great idea, got everybody involved. Paramount Plus show was going to be airing. The Varnell Hill show.
That is, so Tommy Davidson as Varnell Hill on the episode where he comes on to Martin's radio show.
It's a two-parter.
Yes. So that is one of the only instances that I can remember of someone making Martin break on camera. And when he's talking about catfish is delicious, about Lake Varnell, and you just see Martin's face and he just kind of looks away and he is trying his hardest not to laugh. And it is like, it's one of the funniest 2 episodes you will see. And so I encourage anybody, I want to say Martin is definitely streaming somewhere. I'm not 100%.
I don't know what it's called now, but I know for a while it was on HBO Max or whatever it is now.
It's back to being HBO Max because they tried to do Max and everybody was like, what is this? Why would you cut off the selling point, which is the HBO?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's back to HBO Max. So it might be on there. I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely streaming somewhere. So watch those episodes and you will see why. We are excited
By the way,
a real Varnell Hill show.
It's season 2. It's season 2 of the Martin show. Yeah, season 2. So I'm excited for the Varnell Hill show. Martin will be making an appearance on the show. The cast of characters, a lot of people that have been in old Black sitcoms from back in the day are going to be on this. So, and I think the premise is like the Larry Sanders Show.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the premise is going to be like, so the premise is for those people who don't know the Larry Sanders Show, which, by the way, another great show. Oh my God. Larry Sanders starring Gary Shandling.
Gary Shandling. It's a hard name to say.
Especially for me. Is hilarious. It's a show about a person doing a talk show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, it gives you like the behind the scenes look of like building a talk. So yes, that's what I assumed it would be. I didn't think he would actually be the Varnell Hill show where he would have guests.
He might though. They could do a little bit of both. That would be funny.
Well, yeah, I'm sure there'll be like episodes of him taping the show and have guests, but I thought like he would actually have a talk show where he plays this character, kind of like a Jiminy Glick type of thing. If anybody knows Martin Short, plays a
Oh.
celebrity interviewer, Jiminy Glaze. So he's in
Or-
character, but he is interviewing people.
I think they could do both. I think they could
They
do
could. They really could do
Tommy
both.
Davidson could pull it off
Yeah.
because he doesn't get the credit that he deserves as
Yes.
just a great comedian and
Yeah.
comedic actor. So
And a lot of people don't remember Leading Man. He had his own movies.
I mean, he had one movie where he was the leading man, and that's Strictly Business. I don't know of any
Woo
other.
was his movie.
Was it? The movie was called Woo, and Woo
Yeah.
was Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, and it was about her relationship with Tommy Davidson.
Okay, but the movie was called Woo. He wasn't top billing.
He
You're
was
talking about
the
no.
movie was about him.
Okay,
That's
right.
in my opinion.
no,
the movie
he
was
wasn't
about
top
him.
billing because the name of the movie was Woo, which
It was
meant
because she was such a like crazy force in the film. But I feel like the movie was about him.
Ladies and
in all
gentlemen, if y'all
honesty.
don't know what Woo is, Ben Stiller stole the idea and did it with not something about Mary. The movie that he did with Jennifer Aniston, where she was just a force of nature.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, but that's like most things in Black
Yeah.
culture, it was stolen. It was
It was
Ben
stolen,
Stiller did it.
sure.
It was funny, but it had been done before.
Yeah.
All right. So you and I had a conversation off air not too long ago.
Mhm.
And I was talking about how I was going to purge my closets because there's no justifiable reason why a single man specifically that has as much closet space as I have should also have a storage unit. That means I just have entirely too much stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been getting rid of a lot of clothes. It's been tough, but it's been,
Yeah.
it was like, yo, bruh, you don't fit this anymore. And no matter what you think you're going to cut, you're not going to enough to fit into these again. And even if you could, that's not the style anymore.
Right. That's also a piece of it too that you have to
Yes.
take into account. Like, yeah, I could get back into these one day. Do I want to?
But I'm upset that the young generation is going back to baggy because what was the whole purpose of me working out? Trying to get this body to show off to put on the baggy clothes. That's not the life I'm trying to live, but that's the
Are
life
that has not made it to Atlanta yet because these jeans are skinny.
they're either skinny or baggy. So I'm getting rid of clothes.
Mhm.
And then I looked at the top of my closet at the over 30 boxes of Jordans. And I just said, let me go through these.
Yeah.
Let me go through these and see if I can get rid of any of them.
Mhm.
And there was 5. 5 out of the 30 plus. And I was
Okay.
like, all right, I can let these go. This could be a first step,
Mhm.
right? It could be a
Yes.
first
Yes.
step. I can let these go. How am I going to sell them? Because they're still almost in like pristine condition because some of them I haven't worn since before the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps telling me Facebook Marketplace. And I was
That's
like,
where people are selling stuff these days.
yeah, I didn't want to get back on Facebook.
No one
because-
does.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, forget it. I'll just get back on Facebook Marketplace. Signed into my old account that I have not been on, activated it, and it has not been active since 2012.
Woo. I'm surprised Meta kept that account data. I'm surprised.
Yeah, well, they did. And
What is their retention timeline? Because 20 years?
It was not 20. That's not 20 years. That's 14.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, do they keep accounts for 20 years? Or like, what is the... Yeah, that's crazy that you were still able to log in.
There are people legitimately, I know them, that are listening to this.
Yeah.
That were alive, but probably weren't even in elementary school yet the last time I used this account.
Yeah.
Now, what was going on in my life 12 years ago, 14 years ago?
Yeah.
I had recently gotten married.
Oh, yes.
So I log in and the face profile is me and my ex-wife on the wedding day. all these photos, me and my ex-wife.
Mhm.
Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, I have no problem with my ex-wife. I wish her nothing but the best. There is
Yeah.
no beef between us. We had a conversation not too long ago about a particular situation, and it was all love. You can be divorced from somebody who was once your best friend and
Yeah.
still be cool with them. We ain't cool like we calling each other on our birthdays, wishing each other happy birthday, but there's no beef.
Right.
But at the same time, I can't be activating my account, long been divorced, with
Yeah.
all these pictures of me and her in the wedding. So I
Yeah.
go through and I got to delete them. And I got
Mm.
to untag myself from the pictures that are on there. And
Mhm.
finally, I think I've gotten rid of all of them. And I start seeing some old friends because it, if they're not on Instagram
Mhm.
and they don't live near me anymore, I lost contact with them after I got
Yeah.
off of Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a little Facebook message. I'm like, hey, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. How you doing? This and that. And they're like, so are you still married? And I'm like, nah, I've been divorced for a long time. But why
Yeah.
does your profile picture say, still you guys? And I was like, no, it isn't. I'm looking at it right now. But it was still it was still the profile picture in the messenger. So now I'm going all through trying to figure out
Oh
how I
my
change the profile picture.
goodness. You might as well just started a whole new account.
Probably, but Meta don't make it super easy to start a whole new account with the
Yeah.
same email addresses. So then I started looking at some of these old pictures. Mind you,
Mhm.
I've been on there for 14 years, and there are
Yeah.
some pictures, pristine pictures of me in high school with my friends.
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh, this is memory lane. Then I go through my friends list, and I'm like, who are these people? Some of them I recognize,
Yeah.
some of them I do not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, memory lane. So Facebook turned into like a digital, almost like holding place in time. And it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
interesting to look at it and being like, oh, okay, I'm a completely different person
Yeah.
from what I was 14 years ago. Not
Yeah.
only in my physical appearance, because I had hair.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing. I had hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also just in my thinking and who I am as a person, my passions, what my
Yeah.
goals are.
What's
So it's
important to you, like, that all of that shifts over time. So, like, you could have some status updates on there. You'd be like, that's not, I don't think that anymore.
look, I'm so behind on this technology of Facebook. I have been having a difficult time just navigating through it. I wouldn't even know
Yeah.
how to find some of my old statuses.
Yeah.
I don't know if I even did that. So that's just it was interesting to go back through and go down memory lane. And at the same time, as I'm listing this stuff on Marketplace, I did this on Monday. We are recording on a Wednesday. This will
Mhm.
air on a Friday. Hopefully by Friday, some of the items that I'm trying to sell will finish the review process and be placed out for actually listing.
Yeah.
Because that's the
Yeah.
whole reason why I got on there.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. Like they go through the process of like reviewing the stuff people put on there so that I mean, yeah, there could always be scammers and this, that, and the third, but 9 times out of 10, you find something on there, it's legit.
Mhm.
And so, let them take that time to review that stuff. So it'll sell quick. I don't think you need to worry about it.
I'm selling 5 pairs of Jordans and a laptop. And I think honestly, it is not unrealistic for me to get almost $1,000 from all that stuff. And I'm gonna be like, oh, that's a nice little bump.
Mhm.
That's a nice little bump. I wouldn't mind an extra G in my pocket. I'm gonna blow
Hey,
it.
good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
blow it. I'm gonna
I
blow
mean,
it.
it's already spent. If it's me, I've already spent it in my mind. Before I even know what I'm gonna end up with, I'm like, it's already gone
Yeah.
in
Uh,
excess of what I actually get.
This is gonna be me, but it probably doesn't need to be said, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Oh boy.
I I am the harshest critic on myself when it comes to physical appearance.
Mm,
Nobody can ever tell me anything worse than I tell myself, right?
yeah.
Always hard on myself. But I do think that despite the rough living and the drinking, and the occasional smoking.
Yeah.
I do believe that I am aging pretty well, better than I'm
Yes,
aging above average. That's what I would say, that I'm
I
aging
agree.
above average.
I would agree.
Some people that have not seen it 14 years, I would just say, have you ever seen a person where like you haven't seen them in a long time or they've gotten older and it didn't necessarily like get fat, they got swollen,
Yeah, bloated.
but yeah, bloated.
Yeah.
There's a couple people on there. You know them personally, so I'm gonna wait till off air to tell you who they were.
Gotcha.
There's a couple people on there. They look bloated, and I was just like,
That's
"Oh,
that's beer.
okay,
Yeah.
yes,
That's a
yes."
lot of beer consumption. Y'all gotta roll off beer. You gotta roll off. As we get older, we can't consume beer the same way we did in our teens and 20s, okay? Like, we just can't. When y'all would knock them back, okay, what ends up happening now is you retaining a lot of water. And y'all look red and bloated. Okay? Roll off beer. Roll
Look,
off it.
I stopped with beer
Yeah.
probably like 10 years ago. Now, every now and then, I'll occasionally dabble in it.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. But if you're drinking a 6-pack a day,
Mm-mm.
you are red, sweaty, and bloated.
Yes, yes, and a lot of people look really bloated. Now, some of it is just age,
Yeah.
and I will also say, I don't have kids.
Kids will
And
age you.
with the reason why kids will age you is not necessarily the taking care of the kids.
It's the
And
stress of being a parent.
there's that, but I believe even in a two-parent household, when you have multiple kids and they're doing so many activities, it becomes extremely hard
Yeah.
to find time to get to the gym on a regular basis.
Or to just eat properly, especially depending on how old your child. If you got littles, littles,
They ain't
you
eating
might not
nothing.
even remember when you showered last. You don't even
Mm,
remember.
I think people, well,
No,
how little we talking?
there are a lot of married single moms with babies and toddlers who cannot remember the last time they showered.
Time out, that threw me. You threw me on that one. And I had to be like, wait a minute, what? Married single moms. Now I know what you're talking about, and I'm sure a lot
Yes.
of these moms that are experiencing this know exactly
Also
what
know
you're
what I'm
talking.
talking about.
But
Yes.
explain it to the audience who might not be clear of what you mean by married single moms or
It's
single
you,
married moms, whichever one you
yeah,
said.
married single mom. So
Okay.
it's essentially you are married, you have a spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, that spouse is a cishet male.
Right.
Okay. And they are, well, just for lack of a better term, they are useless. And you carry both the physical, emotional, and mental load of running the household and raising the children, and you carry it on your own. And you get questions like, why didn't you just tell me you needed help? Well, you see the dishes in the sink. You know what I mean? You see the laundry in the dryer that needs to be taken out and folded. Like, so you're still carrying the mental load, right? And they're fine with just like half doing a honey-do list. That is a married single mother.
Yeah.
And there are many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know of a couple of men, and every now and then again, they're husbands and fathers, and every now and then I gotta check them
Yeah. You're
because,
weaponizing your incompetence to not have to do anything.
well, I'll check them because they're like, man, they got me running all over here. I finally got a chance to sit down, and I was like, and what did she do?
Right.
What do you mean? Like, what did she do? Did you help cook dinner? Did you do the laundry? Did you fold the laundry up and put it
Yeah.
away? No, I didn't do any of that. So
Yeah.
all you did was take the kids to a few of their activities? Do you
Yeah.
normally do that? Yeah, I mean, sometimes I have to.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I have to. And it's
yeah.
that mentality of like, I'm just watching my kids, or I'm just babysitting my kids, or sometimes I have to. Like, they aren't also yours. That is when it's that kind of thinking that results in married single moms.
Yeah.
And then the divorce comes, and he's like, yeah, it came out of nowhere. It hasn't.
For him, it has. For him, he was like, I didn't think anything was wrong, because just being oblivious, you can
Yeah.
be absolutely oblivious to your situation. We don't going off topic, but
Yeah, but
that single married mom and mom married single mom, whatever it is, it's
yeah,
both of them, and
yeah,
that's crazy. But it's also
hmm
real.
yeah,
It's also
quite
real.
real.
So my lesson for this segment for everybody is to lay off the bill, not the bills. You got to pay those. Lay
You
off
got to
the
pay your bill.
beer. Yeah, you got to
Yes.
pay your bills. Lay off the beer. And husbands and fathers out there, do more. I'm not just
Yeah.
talking about taking your kids to sporting events that you want to
Yeah.
go and watch your kids. I'm talking about grab their friends and take them out. Do a friends,
Yeah.
give mama a break. Do the
Yeah, because
laundry in the
she is
house. Do the
carrying
dishes.
the day-to-day. She's
Yeah.
carrying all of it while simultaneously working, because that's also another thing. Like, y'all both work.
Yeah.
Y'all are a two-income household, and then she also comes home and has a second job, and you are no help. And she is going to divorce you when she realizes she could just do it by herself.
And he's sitting up there complaining to me, I don't never get no sex. No, she tired.
I
Wait,
wouldn't, I
like,
would,
she's
yeah,
tired.
it's
She's
not
tired and
unreasonable at
disgusted.
all.
Yeah, she's
Take
tired and
something off her plate so she can make room for that.
for the guys out there still not registering, you still don't get what we're saying. Think about it like this. You ever worked on a project for school or work or what have you, and you doing the majority of the work, and your people that's supposed to be working in this project with you are not holding up their end of the load? How do you
Mhm.
feel towards them? Yeah,
Right.
that's how your wife feels towards you.
Yeah.
You better pick up the pace before you
Pick it
lose
up.
the pieces. I don't know what that means, but if you see
Cause you gotta pick up the pieces.
another Martin reference. But
Yes.
up next, I'm going to be talking about my favorite subject, hypocrisy. We're going to get into that next. All right, Jay, the title of this segment is it hypocrisy or is it me? It could be me. I don't know.
Maybe, well, we'll see.
What?
Give me the context.
All right, what am I talking about? Let's first start with Laura Ingraham. Why are we starting with Laura Ingraham? In 2018, Lauren Ingraham coined the phrase "shut up and dribble" when LeBron James was criticized and then president, because it was 2018, and
Mhm.
then he's president again, unfortunately. Then
Mhm.
President Trump. It became shorthand for athletes and entertainers that should just stay out of politics, right? So the only
Mhm.
people that can talk about politics are people in politics. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you're not going to silence other people, but okay.
Mhm.
Miss Rachel. Y'all don't know who Miss Rachel is? Miss Rachel has 18.7 million YouTube subscribers, and she does stuff for kids. She is the
Yes.
new version of Mr. Rogers. That's the easiest
Yes.
way for me to describe her. She's extremely popular with the kids. She sings a lot of songs, and she also criticizes certain things going on. She criticized Gaza, the situation going on in Gaza and the kids losing their lives there, people
Yeah.
losing their lives there. She criticized ICE and the immigration crackdown. And there were people that called for boycotting her, labeling her a socialist. There is also an attack on Miss Rachel from the Jewish community, because in one of her posts, somebody made an anti-Semitic comment and she liked, then deleted it. But people
Mhm.
focus on the like part. And her publicist and everybody said, and she said that she came out and apologized and said, I was trying to delete it and accidentally liked it.
Yeah, it's very
Feasible.
easy to
Yeah,
you tap it, and it shows a like.
very, very, very easy to do. And I think with her history, you'll give her the benefit of the doubt because she speaks
Yes.
for all people. But they're
Yes.
calling on her to not speak out against genocide because that's controversial and political, and to just stay silent and just sing song to the kids.
Mhm.
At the same time, there are people that told LeBron James to shut up and dribble, and telling Miss Rachel to don't talk about politics, just sing songs to the kids and shut up.
Mm-hmm.
There is a fever guard. Her name is Sophie Cunningham. She is Caitlin Clark's quote unquote enforcer. And she made a recent statement about transgender athletes in sports. She said it's common sense to keep transgender athletes out of women's sports. And she got labeled MAGA Barbie, though she has told ESPN that she's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
However, she was at a UFC event being a ring girl, and the UFC is very much MAGA and conservative. And if you're
Yes.
really about women and women's rights, I would find it difficult to believe that you would want to be a ring girl for UFC when the president of that company at a Super Bowl was seen slapping his wife. That's just me.
Mm.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Nothing
wrong with being a ring girl, but
I mean, with being a ring girl for the UFC, there's nothing wrong with being a ring girl.
Specifically,
that's
that
specifically.
It's like, really, girl? Okay.
So there have been some pro Cunningham rallies that have popped up recently at the Seattle game to support Sophia Cunningham and her anti-trans statements.
Mm-hmm.
And then the media went to Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark is this avatar for conservatives.
Yeah.
She hasn't said anything, but she's a popular white woman, and we've already broken this down on other episodes. She's a popular white woman in a Black queer sport.
Yes.
So there are a lot of people that were being induced to the WNBA being drawn to it because of Caitlin Clark and saying, oh, this league is made up of Black and queer women. Not every woman is Black and queer, but Black and queer women.
Yes.
And she was asked about everything that's going on with Cunningham and the protests and the rallies to support her. And she's basically like, hey, look, I'm trying to focus on the basketball.
That's really honestly been her stance.
Yes.
For everything. She's like, I play ball, y'all. Leave me alone. Yeah.
So the conservatives basically attacked her for not backing up what they believe.
Yeah.
So I ask, is this hypocrisy or is it just me?
Yeah, it's obviously hypocrisy. Here's the thing. No one ever has any problem with someone speaking out if they agree. I've never heard anybody say, yeah, I don't like Trump, but I wish LeBron James would shut up about it. Like, nobody has ever, I don't know anybody. It's obviously people who are in support of the thing that you're speaking out against that are gonna be, and they're gonna be the loudest, that are gonna have a problem with it. And it's always gonna be hypocrisy, because if it was flipped and it was LeBron coming out in support of Trump, then everybody would have been like, invite him to everything, put him out front, put him on all the leaflets and emails. And next thing you know, Trump supporters are getting emails on behalf of LeBron James to donate money to something stupid. And so, like, yes, it's hypocrisy. Obviously, you're going to have a problem with someone speaking out and saying something you don't agree with. I have that problem with Laura Ingraham. I think she should shut up and not do anything else. Honestly, I think she should just go away. But, you know, yeah, I'm not calling for a boycott of her. I mean, I don't consume any of her media or anybody who thinks like her, but it's always going to be the people who don't agree with you that are going to be the loudest and obviously the most wrong in these situations. No, it's not you. It's hypocrisy.
So I'm glad that I know you didn't read the notes because I left this out. I left this out on purpose. And you're gonna want to naturally push back against what I say.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say that I'm going to disagree with your pushback. I'm just speaking on a larger issue. There are people out there that saying Sophia Cunningham shouldn't be saying what she's saying, that she shouldn't have the right to say what she should say. And they're essentially saying, shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
So when you bring up the hypocrisy, it's not solely the hypocrisy on the right. There's hypocrisy on the left as well.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't a both sides are wrong type situation, because the arguments typically fall along a moral issue,
Yes.
and morally is not gray. Morals are kind of black and white. You can't really flow gray in there. If
I
it's a
think you
moral,
can. I think you can. You can say
where?
you
Give
can
me a moral
say
issue.
you can say that stealing is wrong, but is it wrong if you steal a loaf of bread to feed your family?
It's still wrong. You just have a reason to do it, but it's
But
still
there is
wrong.
a moral and ethical question in there. So I think that there are, with ethics and morals in general, right? First of all, our morals and ethics are dictated by the society we live in, the time that we live in,
And it
right?
shouldn't be. It should be
It shouldn't
dictated
be.
on what you feel is right and wrong.
Like we say, murder is wrong, but we do have the death penalty, and we do murder when we go
To war.
to war.
Mhm.
So I think morality and ethics live in the gray area, and that's why we have so many rules around how we should live. That's why we have laws, because these things can live in the gray area. But my point was, it is hypocrisy because always the people who disagree are going to be the ones that have a problem with it. And
Mhm.
that's anybody. Like it really isn't even a left or right issue. It is, if someone uses their voice and another person does not agree, they want you to shut up. They want
Yeah.
you to shut up.
Yeah.
And that's anybody.
And I'm going to say that's not right. It's not right to tell somebody else to shut up when at the same time you're not going to shut up. Right?
Right.
Because I can't tell as much as I want to, there are so many ignorant ass people out there that
Mhm.
swear that they are brilliant.
Yeah.
So the self-awareness in
All
people
all
is
time
so
low.
low.
All time low.
I don't know if it's all time low, if it's always been this way and we're just getting older and we could see it a lot more because
I
we're more
think
knowledgeable.
that the internet has given us a glimpse into the minds of the everyday person. And it is a feast of nonsense.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I be wanting to tell them to shut up and dribble. I
Yeah.
do. I don't want to hear from them. And a lot of times you've called me on it a lot recently, and I've had to check myself, and I can't because I do it all the time, where I have these little ticks where somebody will say something and it's a tell. You know what I'm thinking by
Mhm.
the way I respond to it, even if I don't say any words. I could just
Yeah.
say something like, oh well, okay. And
Yep.
my tone, my face, you know what you just said, or even what I just said, I think is dumb as hell.
Yes.
I don't want people to stop talking because I'm not going to stop talking. I can't have this platform. I can't be on this podcast and telling other people to shut up and dribble. Like I
Yeah.
can't. And I think a lot of people like you said, they have their side. They don't want to hear the other side. They don't want to
Mhm.
hear anything against them.
Mhm.
And they'll be like, you shouldn't be saying what you are saying, but at the same time, they still feel like they should be able to say what they are saying. And they could be right.
Yes. Yeah.
They could be right, but that doesn't mean that you tell another person to shut up.
Now, so here's the thing, that we do have freedom of speech, right? And there's caveats to that. You can't incite violence. You can't be, directly or indirectly harmful to somebody or a group of people or something like that, for sure.
We really
We,
probably should have pulled it up before you just started giving the definition that you didn't wasn't really clear. The freedom of speech isn't it is based on the government
the government,
not
yes,
not being able to censor your
yes.
speech as
So
long as it falls
what
under
I'm
certain
saying is
parameters.
correct. So what I'm saying is, like, the caveats to that are, you can face consequences from a governing body via the police, right? If you are inciting violence or causing harm in some way, right? So freedom of speech, we have it, right? But we don't have freedom from consequences. And we don't have freedom from criticism.
Right.
So you can say what you want, provided you're not being like directly harmful. You can say what you want, but that's not gonna keep you from consequences or criticism, especially if you have a platform where what you say can reach a broad audience. I think that there's a responsibility that a lot of people don't take seriously in that when they're in that position, right? They just say things, well, this is how I feel. Okay, but you also have to understand that you have an audience, you have fans that cross the spectrum, and you are being harmful to people. So you're going to open yourself up to criticism. And you're going to open yourself up to consequences. If you make inflammatory statements, but you work for a league that is progressive or liberal, you might face fines or some sort of sanction and stuff for the things that you say, because you are also still beholden to your employer, right? Like, you can't just do but should people have the freedom to voice their opinions? Yes, you should absolutely have the freedom to voice your opinions, but be aware that there's responsibility and there are consequences that are tied to that. So it's not just I'm very aware just being on this podcast, I can't just say whatever I want to say because I be thinking it. Oh, I be thinking it.
I see you thinking it.
Yeah. And when we, cut and when we break, I be saying it. Right? But I also have to be aware that we have a platform that reaches a diverse audience, and I have to use language that doesn't offend someone else. I have to be careful about how I characterize things or people or groups of people. How broad of a brush we use when generalizing about a group of people. Like, we have to be careful about these things because we do have a responsibility. And I think a lot of people don't take it seriously. And then when you have people like Laura Ingraham telling him to shut up and dribble, right? That is a consequence of the thing that he said. And she is within her right to say, shut up and dribble. That's a consequence for taking a controversial stance on something, or to take a stance on something in general. There's going to be a consequence of it. You're going to have people that don't like what you say. But just as she's allowed to tell him to shut up and dribble, which is incredibly rude, by the way, because he does much more than dribble. But just as she's able to say that to him, he's able to say what he has to say as well. And he can respond to that, and they can go back and forth into eternity, and I don't really care. But I think you're absolutely right. It's not a left versus right or liberal versus conservative thing. It is the way in which people can be hypocritical just in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about platform. You're talking about us, but let's expand it even further, going back to Miss Rachel and Sophie Cunningham, right? Miss Rachel reaches millions of toddlers and parents. Cunningham reaches a fan base that the WNBA desperately wants to monetize, right? Like, they want to generate money. The panic is not really stay in your lane. It's your lane is too big, and you need to point it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So their platforms are too big for what they want to express for the people that are against what they're trying to express. That's where the fervor comes from, right?
Yeah.
That's where we don't get it. Like, we get a little bit of it, just a little bit of it, but we just a little teeny tiny podcast. We don't have millions of people watching us on YouTube. We wish.
Right. We do.
We wish, but we don't, right? Maybe one day. Maybe never day, but maybe. Who knows?
Who
Right?
knows?
Who
Yeah.
knows? But platform is also important, and the
Yeah.
people with the highest platforms just know that no matter what you say, half of the population is going to disagree with you.
Yeah, and I think they're aware.
You
I think
think?
they're
I
aware.
think some people. Sometimes I think people aren't self-aware. You know who's clearly aware? Caitlin Clark. She's like, look, I'm just trying to play some bad. We
Right.
forget Caitlin Clark is like 23, 24 years old. Why
Yes.
is she even having to speak on social issues
Yeah.
that are hot button
Because they
issues?
placed her in that position.
She didn't ask for that.
They said, you are a great white hope, and we're going to put you in this position, even though you didn't ask for it and you don't want it. You just want to play the game that you love and earn a living and live your life. But they've pushed you out there. And so it's a very difficult position to be in, because I genuinely think she does not agree with the people who are pushing her out there.
Well, we don't know, and
We don't know, but
that's the point.
yeah,
Like, nobody is clamoring for her point of view on diverse social issues.
right.
We want to shoot a basketball. Now, if you want to speak whatever truth that is yours, speak it.
Yeah,
Speak it. But nobody's clamoring for it.
yeah.
The people that have built her up as an avatar, and they've done this once before. They did it with Larry Bird. It was a
Mm-hmm.
longer time ago. It was much longer ago, 40 years ago, as a matter of fact. Technology and the media wasn't as prevalent, but he was somebody that's like, I play basketball. Why are you talking to
Right.
me about these race issues? He was
Right.
like, the black players were the only players that always welcomed me to come play with them.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm comfortable playing. I'm comfortable being around black people, and I'm
Yeah.
comfortable kicking their ass. Now, he didn't say that part directly, but he
But
told the players out there,
we knew.
and every black person, you don't hear any black basketball players from that time period talk negatively about Larry Bird,
No, 'cause
because
he
they
fucked it
respected.
up.
Yeah, they respected him,
Yeah.
and he wasn't faking the funk. He wasn't
Yep.
a Kid Rock or
Yes.
some who else, Post Malone,
Right.
or people that
Miley
embrace.
Cyrus for a little while, and Britney Spears, and
Well,
Christina
well,
Aguilera, and
Miley,
Justin Timberlake, and there's a
they
list. There's a
haven't.
long
People
list.
like Kid Rock have done a complete turn, right? They were
Yeah.
in the culture, they were immersed in the culture, and then now they just Trump riders. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. People that were immersed in the culture, like Justin Timberlake. He hasn't come out and like rode for like conservative issues or anything like that. So I'm not gonna put that on him.
I was just
Him or
saying,
Miley
in
Cyrus.
terms of using the culture as clout, and then once you get to where you think you want to be, then you can say, oh, I don't really actually subscribe to that. I'm actually this way. I just needed it for the clout real quick.
I think that's Kid Rock. I think that's Post Malone. I don't think Miley Cyrus has done that.
Miley Cyrus definitely did that with her whole twerking phase.
She don't
And
twerk no
then
more?
no, and she strongly
Well,
denounced
yeah,
hip
mom.
hop and hip hop music.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. She
Yeah.
can kiss my damn. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't listen to that Mike Will made a song. Oh man. Anyway, basically, the point of this whole segment is to make you think.
Yeah.
If you are praising LeBron James and condemning Sophie Cunningham, that's fine. But if you're saying LeBron can say that and Sophie Cunningham can't, call yourself on the same hypocrisy that you're calling the right on,
Mm-hmm.
because you're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. Just say you don't want to hear it. Just say you don't agree with it, but you cannot take away somebody's right to say it.
And you know what that is?
I don't know.
That's the truth,
Oh,
Ruth.
boy. I walked into it.
You did. All right, Jay, I just want to do a quick little roundup of some stories that aren't whole segments, but I thought were interesting, to say the least. Did you hear about SpaceX?
No, but
Okay.
I hope it's hilarious.
So SpaceX rocket just crashed into the moon.
And it's like, it's a big target. You know what I'm saying? Were they aiming for the moon?
Look, the Falcon 9 slammed into the lunar surface today at 7 times the speed of sound.
Boy.
We out there littering space. Not only are we destroying Earth, now we got Earthlings destroying the moon. 7 times the speed of sound?
Here's my thing. What's going on? Was the Falcon 9 supposed to land on the lunar surface and y'all came in hot? Were you not trying to hit the moon? It's a pretty big target for you to not miss. Like, it's very interesting that I feel like you could see where you need to swerve, like, so that
I don't know.
don't
It's 7
run.
times the speed of sound. I don't.
Why
you
were you
might
going
not
that
have
fast? Do rockets typically go that fast? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, they go fast. They do go fast. And typically, to get to the moon, you got a slingshot.
Yeah.
Like, against Earth's gravity, so that might, whatever.
Okay. I saw a little bit of I saw Hidden Figures. I kind of remember something about a go, no go, something. I don't know. But yes, I believe that is the way. But
yeah, that's
boy,
the way.
Y'all, was anybody looking out the windshield? I just feel like even going that fast, okay, the moon's not close.
But
so
7 times the speed of sound is fast.
It's fast, but again, the moon's not close. Like, you're still traveling a ways, even at that speed. The moon's not like right there. It's pretty far, and so I feel like.
Hold on, you was driving.
Again,
you was driving 30 miles per hour around this curve, and I saw that you was about to hit the curve, and I couldn't get it out in time, and you hit the curve. You was like, why didn't you say nothing? I was like, I was trying to. I didn't have enough time.
I feel like that must be what happened on the Falcon 9.
And he was just like, boom.
Hey, the moon in front of us. Like, I don't. I don't see how it happens, but
let's be clear, there was nobody on the rocket, right? Like, nobody crashed in and died from.
Okay, so this is an unmanned spacecraft.
It was damn sure unmanned because
it had to be, because it wasn't nobody at the Sega Genesis controller or whatever it is to.
Look, this ain't
pilot this.
This ain't the ocean. This ain't the ocean diving thing where they had the Nintendo 64 controller.
Right.
Yeah, the submersible. This ain't the submersible where they had the Nintendo 64 controller. They
Nobody's
got more
on
than that.
Pac-Man joystick.
They might have had that. But just crashed aside. Look, somebody's calculations was all wrong. Whoever that was, just ask ChatGPT next time.
I don't see how, if you weren't trying to crash into the moon. Like, am I crazy? If you weren't trying to crash into the moon.
Right.
How the hell did you crash into the moon?
That's a good damn question. That's a good damn question. I know they're not trying to just ruin. I know Elon Musk got a lot of money and SpaceX got a lot of money and they got government contracts. They're going to be just fine, right?
Yeah.
That's the bulk of where he makes his money
is
SpaceX because of all the government contracts. Elon Musk got a lot of government contracts. He was part of DOGE trying to get rid of all the bloat and excess in the government.
No, he was a part of DOGE so he could get all of our information.
Well, I mean, but the purpose of DOGE supposedly was to, get rid of the bloat and everything. And
what they said, but the purpose was to get our information.
Yeah, and here he is crashing a damn rocket into the moon. How much did that cost?
Yeah, it's I again. If the goal was not the moon, how did it happen? Because again, the moon is not close and it is a big target. So if the goal is not the moon.
What do you think they was talking in the control room? They was like, hey man, that moon getting kind of close. Hey man,
right.
Hey man, pull up.
2 hours later, man, that moon is still getting close.
No,
Another hour later. That
the
moon
speed of
pretty
sound,
close.
7 times the speed of sound. I don't know how fast that is, because what is the distance to the moon regularly? Isn't it like, doesn't it take like a day to get to the
You
moon?
asking the wrong person.
I thought it was like, it's like 24 hours to get to the moon. That's a crazy concept in and of itself,
Yeah.
because you got rockets traveling at crazy speeds and it still take a full day. It don't even, does it take you a full day to drive? Does it take you a full 24 hours to drive from the East Coast to the West Coast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. How long does it take to get to the moon
I know the audience is like, it's the answer. It's
from
the answer. We don't know it off the top of our head.
Earth
When
in a rocket?
we
It
ain't know.
takes 3 to 4 days for a
Fellas,
rocket to travel from Earth to the moon. So again,
at what speed? Is it 7 times the speed of sound?
I don't know, but the distance to the moon is about 240,000 miles. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So Apollo 8, it took 69 hours. Apollo 11 took 75 hours to reach the moon. Artemis 2, it was planned to take 4 days. So again, we're heading right for the moon. 12 hours later, we're getting a little closer to the moon, y'all. 24 hours later, the moon's still getting close. Like, it's so I go back to my original question.
If your goal is to land on the moon is going to get closer. You on the way to your target.
Right. Okay. But if the goal was not the moon, how the hell
right, if
did
the goal
you end
wasn't,
up slamming right into the moon?
if the goal wasn't the moon, that's
Yeah.
crazy. But even if the goal was the moon, how the hell do you just end up slamming into it?
Right.
Well, he's supposed to be a genius. He's supposed to be a genius. Have you seen this viral thing where people are putting pictures of themselves and their parents at the same age?
No.
Yeah, there's this viral trend that's going on where people are putting their picture up against their parents' picture at the same age and just looking at the differences. And I was like, I almost want to do this with our parents, because our parents were young when they had us. I'm 46 right now. When my dad was 46, he had a 24-year-old son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
He had a 20-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
He had another 18-year-old son. Like,
and we thought they were ancient. And now being that age, I'm like, how did y'all do this?
Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, were all 3 of us in college at the same damn time?
Yeah.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, I had to take a semester off because of some financial difficulties. So, it took me a little longer than 4 years. Plus, I was a double major.
Well,
and I didn't give a damn the last 2 semesters.
No. Remember, our brother has a late birthday, so he was still in high school. And then
when
by
I
the time
graduated from college,
when you graduated from college, he was entering college, but you had graduated.
There's an overlap, because remember, I graduated in the winter.
What year?
2004.
Yeah, he was still in high school.
Oh, he was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Because I graduated 2002, he graduated 2004.
Right, he graduated 2004, which means he started the fall of 2004. Yes, I graduated the fall of, it wasn't as long as it was, but there's a brief time that we was all in college.
A little overlap, yes.
I would love to compare, because our parents have aged well.
Yes.
And I would love to do a side-by-side.
Yeah.
Love to do a side-by-side.
I wouldn't, and because I would hate for them to look better than me.
I knew that's what you was going to say.
Because I don't have children. They do have children at that age. And it's just like, if they are with the stress of being parents and married and trying to build a life and stuff, still look younger than I do without these things. I don't want to do it.
The flip side to that is because we don't have kids, we still out here in these streets.
Right.
And that ages you. When they
And
ass
some of
was
you
at home.
was drinking beer past 35.
looking swollen when I jump on Facebook. All right.
Yeah.
Last thing. You have a bunch of little nieces and nephews. I know you heard of this aura.
Yes,
aura thing.
I hear it a lot. Yes.
All right, for ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't have kids, or if you do have kids and you hear this aura thing, you don't know what they're talking about. It ain't nothing but swag.
It's just swag.
It's a new name, same meaning. Aura is a Gen Z and Gen Alpha slang for their version of coolness.
I will say Gen Alpha because Gen Z, I feel like had Riz.
Young Gen Z, though, you got to remember, young Gen Z is in high school right now.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gen Alpha is about to enter high school. Young Gen Z is still in high school.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's about your vibe, the presence that you give off, walking into a room. The joke is you get scored imaginary aura points. You gain or lose based on how you act. And farming, coming straight from gaming, is where you do like repeated actions to rack up points. So aura farming is deliberately doing things to build your cool factor up.
Yeah, it's cool points.
Yes. And when a young person was explaining it to me, I was like, oh, you mean swag or Riz? But I was like, swag. And it was like, what's swag? I was like, exactly what you just said. It's just
exactly
a different name.
what you just said.
That sounds old. I was like, well, because to you, I am old.
Yeah.
Right? I am old. But also, you ain't coming up with nothing new.
It's not new. Like the concept of cool points is not new.
I will say this part is new. Generally speaking, there are always outliers, but generally speaking, in our generation, what was it before swag? It was something before swag, but I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
But our generation, like when we were coming up in high school, it was something else before it was swag. It might have just been cool. It just might have been that. You couldn't. Aura farming is about being nonchalant, acting like you're cool. Like you couldn't fake swag. Either you had it or you didn't. Faking it came off as corny.
You're not supposed to be able to fake aura. It's supposed to be like literally just your presence, the level of your confidence, self-assuredness. When you walk into a room, people stop, stare. You're not supposed to be able to fake aura. It is supposed to be this inherent thing that you have, this charisma or charm that you have.
You're talking about the traditional definition of aura. These young kids mean something different. It's about remaining cool in the presence of, chaos. It's coming up with smooth lines. It's purposely being cool in situations as opposed to that naturally being your personality. See, I never was laid back. I'm an intense personality, always been intense personality. I've grown to be laid back because I know that I'm too big to be intense all the time. But that's a new thing. My swagger was in how I carried myself in fashion. Like that was my swagger. But these new kids have certain rules and everything is different. I'm sure that I'm misremembering my youth and we had rules as well too.
Yeah, there are plenty of times where I'll see somebody do something, I'll be like, you lost a lot of cool points for that. Like that,
but it was
taking a tally of like, was there actual points that we were actually collecting? No. Was there an actual point system? No. We just knew you just lost some cool points for that. You just they knocked the cool out your walk. All of that. Like that's what that came from. Yeah.
I'm not knocking these new kids, but when you tell me about your aura and I say, yeah, we've been doing that for the longest, it was just called swag for us.
Yeah.
You didn't come up with anything new, but I
No.
applaud you and your generation for keep coming up with stuff that's your own and not biting. Well, you are biting off of previous generations, but we
But
all
here's
did.
the thing, they don't know that.
Yes, that's true.
Every generation is thinking they're inventing something, and then they name it, and it's their thing, and then someone from the previous generation who sounds bitter comes with, "It ain't nothing but swagger."
Or that ain't nothing but some dookie stick.
Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's when our dad told us a song that was by Fat Joe wasn't nothing but this song from this guy, Dookie Stick or whatever. And me and my brother and sister
Dookie
fell out.
Stick by Bootsy Collins.
Okay, well.
So, yes.
Our dad was furious.
It's No Games by
Play No
Fat
Games.
Joe. Yeah,
Play No
Games by Fat Joe and Terror Squad.
And Lil Jon. It's Lil Jon. It was on Lil Jon's
yes.
album. Yeah.
It was on Lil Jon's album, yes. And the melody is Dookie Stick by
the sample.
Bootsy Collins. The sample is, yes.
Jay, before we get out of here, what do you want to tell these people?
After 35, you can have beer socially. You shouldn't be at home in front of the TV knocking back a six-pack because you will be bloated and red and sweaty, and your belly will just, boy. Please, there is an age limit to beer. There is. And a lot of y'all are aging because of your beer consumption. Switch to something else. Switch to wine. Switch to liquor. Switch to something else. Cut back.
Oh, as usual, you have a message for the people. But before we end, per usual, these stories might sound like they have absolutely nothing to do with one another. Me going back on Facebook to sell some stuff, get ambushed by pictures from 15 years ago. Miss Rachel and Sophie Cunningham speaking on political and social issues, then watching people decide who should be allowed to use their platform. And an entire generation keep an imaginary score of who has aura and who needs to sit down somewhere before they lose another 1,000 points. But underneath all of it is the same thing. Who gets to decide who you are? Facebook holds onto a version of you that may not exist anymore. The haircut is different. I had hair, ladies and gentlemen, at one point. The body is different. The captions are definitely different. You look at those pictures, you remember what you believed, who you loved, who you trusted, and what you thought your life was going to become. Some of it makes you laugh. Some of it makes you cringe. Some of it hits you in a place that you weren't expecting. Because you're not only looking at an old picture, you're looking at somebody who had no idea what was coming. And then we move into this argument about people using their platforms. We love to say that people should speak their truth, use their voice, stand for something. Do not stay silent. But here's the uncomfortable part people don't want to talk about. A lot of us only believe that when the person is saying something we already agree with. When LeBron James speaks, one group tells him to shut up and dribble. When Sophie Cunningham speaks, another group suddenly starts looking for the mute button. When Miss Rachel speaks, people tell her to stick to singing songs for children. And I have to check myself too, because it's easy for me to defend somebody's right to speak when I agree with them, with their message. The real test is whether I still believe they have the right when I think they are completely wrong. That doesn't mean every opinion is equally informed, equally compassionate, or equally defensible. It doesn't mean you can't challenge what somebody says. You should challenge it. But disagreeing with someone is different from deciding they should not be allowed to speak at all. And maybe that's where the aura conversation fits in better than when it first appeared. Aura is supposedly about being calm, confident, and unbothered. The person with the most presence is usually the one who is not begging everybody to notice them. But now people are trying to manufacture that. They are performing about how effortless everything is to them. They're trying really hard to look like they are not trying at all. And that is kind of what social media has trained all of us to do. Cultivate a past, control the present, build a platform, protect an image, collect approval, avoid embarrassment, make sure everybody sees the version of us we want them to see. Meanwhile, an old Facebook picture, an unpopular opinion, or an awkward wave at somebody who is not waving at you can destroy the whole performance in a mere seconds. Maybe the point is not to control every version of ourselves that exists in somebody else's mind. You can't. Some people will always remember the old you. Some people will judge you by the worst thing you said. Some people will only support your voice when it sounds like theirs. And some teenager on the internet will probably deduct 5,000 aura points because of the way that you were moving your chair around. You can't live your whole life trying to manage all of that. All you can really do is be honest about who you are, responsible for who you are, and open to who you are still becoming. Because growth is not pretending the old version of you never existed. Growth is being able to look that person in the face, laugh at that haircut, forgive them for what they did not know, and keep moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla.
Woo! That was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock with will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And for all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast and YouTube exclusive content. But the real party is on our Patreon page, After Hours Uncensored and Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspective.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you really feel generous and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciative. Most importantly, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace.